Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply. USAA.
Welcome to the Supreme Resort. This podcast. Disneyland's there.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Excitement.
Sometimes talk
That's
about
right.
Universal.
Hi, welcome to the Supreme Resort. That's Jimmy. I'm Dan. I'm very happy to be here. Jimmy's also happy to be here. And you know who else is here? It's Eric. And
It's me.
He's got a hat and we're all excited. Nobody is exhausted from, working in an industry that involves materials from other countries or anything like that. No one has too many IEPs going on. Nobody has I don't know, Eric. What's your deal? Are the receipts too long at the pharmacy?
No, the contracts aren't getting signed fast enough.
It doesn't work for CVS.
I know.
Oh, sorry. Hey, welcome to the Supreme Resort. I'm Jimmy. This show, we usually talk about Disneyland, Disney World, which is better. Every show is somebody's first episode. Welcome.
Oh, good. He turned on.
Hey, welcome to the Supreme Resort. Disneyland, Disney World, we usually compare those things. Today, we are kind of not going to do that. But we remember some time ago, we said, if you ever hear Wheel of Clickbaity Nonsense in the show, something's going on.
It was like 3 episodes ago.
So now you know. But anyway, we're all fine. Everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. Everybody is certain. The direction of everything is very clear.
Right.
Yes.
There is joy and love in the world.
Right. And if you happen to be if for some reason you happen to be a parent of one of the kids on my caseload, and you haven't reached back about when we can meet, please do.
Yeah. And if you're one of my children, I love you.
And if you're one of my children, please tell me you exist.
That's right. Anyway, so today's episode is a special one. The next episode, you're going to hear us talk about the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular and Waterworld.
Yeah. The movie
only. Both are incredibly outdated.
No,
but they still exist.
Come on. They're great.
Eric, they still say this is Harrison Ford's stunt double. The man is 80 years old. The stunt double is 22. Tell me it's not outdated, for God's sake.
It's fun. It's fun as all get out.
I really hope it is actually the same stunt double. And then it hit me, and then it hurt.
That show started like at the end of World War II. Nazis were still in power when that show started.
It was controversial then.
Oh no, we're fighting the Nazis.
Anyway.
On stage?
Oh, by the way, so I'm Jimmy, and that's Dan and Eric.
Hi.
Hello.
Joining me as always, et cetera, et cetera. So last episode, we talked about teppanyaki. We did Benihana versus Teppen Ito. And we stepped outside the bubble a little bit. And
we
Eric,
stuck a toe out there. Yeah.
And we did. And now we're putting the whole foot in by going Waterworld and Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular.
This is not a trend. Universal.
This is not what the show is becoming, despite the next 10 minutes of what you're going to hear. Because
to be fair, though, I think this is also us like saying, hey, let's maybe be a real podcast too, rather than just like, hey, we're the guys who do this one thing. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, kind of.
Have you listened to Halloween episodes? Or anyway, no, you haven't is the answer.
No, you haven't.
You have not.
Statistically.
We've seen the numbers.
Yeah, we know you don't listen to those, but it is us. And anyway, so Eric's going to share with us his experience is at Jelly Rolls, which is recently closed, and Patty O'Brien's.
Just Pat. Not
just
Patty.
Pat. Sorry, Pat
Just
O'Brien's.
Pat.
Both of them are piano bars.
He doesn't prefer to be called Patty.
Pat is not a. Pat O'Brien's is a. They have hurricanes.
They do.
It's a New Orleans themed thing, but it's an Irish name. But they also do piano bar.
Yeah, it's weird because it's themed after. I guess we'll just do it. It's themed after a real bar on
Bourbon Street,
on Bourbon Street, and yeah, like it. I've been to Bourbon Street a couple times. I don't recall Pat O'Brien's. I don't recall that there's a dueling piano bar there, but there is one in Universal Orlando. And from what I heard, it was pretty good. Now, what I discovered when I went there is that the bar or the piano bar portion was packed. So I went over to the normal bar, it was kind of sad.
So wait, you're talking about a dueling piano experience.
I'm talking about a dueling piano experience, which Dan loves. Dan, please tell us about dueling piano bars. Please explain the concept.
Oh, it's so fun. And it's so much fun. And it's so funny because you have these two people and they're playing this instrument that is very large. It's basically like two pieces of furniture. And you think to yourself, that could be more seating for this place. And they could easily have like a jukebox or like karaoke night or something. But no, they have two
Are you
pianos.
saying a DJ could replace this entire experience?
I'm saying a DJ should. And I think that it's fantastic because they just get along so well. And it's like a friendly rivalry, and they have quips and they know each other. They have stories about like each other's lives that
you might have a different experience than I do about these piano bars.
And let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't think Dan frequents these things.
I don't, because they're awful.
Okay, so Eric, explain to us your reasoning here and your thought process.
So what I like about a dueling piano bar is it's exciting, and they play a lot of different songs, all popular, and sometimes you get them to play
only
something.
play the song "Popular" from Wicked.
That's the only.
It's all popular.
All popular.
It's like
popular.
It's like if you were like, I want to hear nothing but like wedding reception music played by two pianos.
Dan, some of us like that music.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
in fact, statistically, most people like that music.
Which is why they play it all the time. Eric, is Pat O'Brien's also a piano bar, or is it a piano bar? It is a piano bar that's also just a regular bar.
It is. There is a sidebar that is just a bar, and then there's a seating area that is a dueling piano bar. So I got to look into the dueling piano bar area, and the reason I'm telling this story, Daniel, is because I'm sorry. What is your given name?
Mr. Pepsi Linkletter.
Mr. Pepsi Linkletter. Yes.
Thank you.
I want to give you the proper respect.
Well, it's Pressler Pepsi Linkletter.
Pressler Pepsi Linkletter.
That's right.
Well,
yeah. Pressler was his birth name. Pepsi Linkletter is his married name.
His married name. But he married into the Pepsi Linkletter family.
Deep show lore.
We have fun, don't we?
Just like a dueling piano.
Okay. Yes. Well, I wanted to go to do the dueling piano bar because I like a dueling piano bar, and I like getting them to play something that's weird. Like 90s rap. and such.
Wait a minute, Eric. Wait just a minute. Are you telling me that they play rap on a piano?
Dan,
that's crazy.
Dan, I hate you so much.
Is that short for Rhapsody in Blue?
Yes, it's all Rhapsody in Blue, which is played by Jimmy's favorite piano player,
Billy Joel.
Not Billy Joel. Come on, we were at a conference together.
He is the piano man by definition.
He is the piano man. I'm
Barry
talking.
Manilow is the one who writes the song.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
So Barry writes all the songs
And
that the
Okay.
whole world sings, and then Billy
Okay.
Joel plays them.
he
on
plays
piano.
them on the piano, and then whoever's going to play the song listens to that recording, and they're like, okay, that's how I do it.
And then,
Yeehaw Bob, Jimmy.
oh my God,
Begins all of his second sets playing Rhapsody in Blue.
That's Yeehaw
Yes.
Bob. Oh my God.
Yes.
Uh,
Jimmy loves Yeehaw Bob.
I'm
As-
curious, Eric, was the 90s rap song that they played Perhaps Baby Got Back? Because that would be ironic.
No. And
Oh.
now that I'm thinking about Rhapsody in Blue, gosh, what was it? I don't know. My wife might yell it from the other room. No. Anyway,
You wanted to go to a piano bar.
I wanted to go to a dueling piano bar, and I got there, and I couldn't sit in the dueling piano bar area. So I went to the regular bar, and I said, I'd like a Sazerac, because this is a New Orleans themed bar. And they said, we don't offer that. And I said, that's weird. Well, we offer it upstairs.
But they did throw beads at you when you took your shirt off.
Well, I mean, that's how I walked into the room. I just
Of
walked
course.
into the room and I took my shirt off. Yeah.
And your pants and your underwear, which is why I had to get it from your hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy.
The
Jimmy.
continuation. This is
How many times do we have to tell this story?
That was a
This is an
callback.
episodic. Yeah.
Was this the same trip though?
The same trip? Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I walked in and I wanted a Sazerac, and they didn't offer a Sazerac, but they said they offered it upstairs. And I said, what's upstairs? This is the bar, the New Orleans themed bar. Why don't you have a Sazerac here? And they're like, well, we've got a little speakeasy upstairs.
Mm.
And
I remember this. Yeah.
And it was awesome, because they told me how to get into the speakeasy, and they gave me a little wristband and told me the password to go up to the speakeasy. And I listened to a single piano playing, Dan. Single piano.
That's classy.
There was
That
a
is
woman.
classy.
There was a woman dressed as a flapper who was playing classic
Rock.
flapper songs.
She's playing AC/DC.
Right. Back in black. but yeah, it was such a cool experience. So I didn't. I saw the dueling piano bars in Pat O'Brien's. It's cool.
Mhm.
It's a dueling piano bar, but
Mhm.
then to have this additional experience that was going on because it was Mardi Gras time,
Mm,
and Universal was doing a Mardi Gras parade.
that's French for Fat Tuesday.
True.
Oh, well.
Just Tuesday in my world.
Ooh.
So what I'm hearing you say is that the best thing about the dueling piano bar was the part that didn't involve the dueling piano.
That's correct.
You are
That's what I'm hearing.
correct.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing too.
It
That's
was
fair.
It was super awesome, and it was one of the best theme park experiences I've had in any theme park.
And you weren't even in a theme park.
I was in CityWalk. You're correct. I was next to a theme park. I was adjacent, not adjacent.
Mm-mm.
Adjacent.
Different show.
Different show. Yeah. It was super fun. They had like classic drinks up there. They had like truffle popcorn and just snacks that were fun. And it was just in this well-appointed room. This woman who was playing the piano and singing like classic jazz songs. It was the most relaxing, in addition to being unique, one of the most unique theme park experiences I've ever had. It was one of the most relaxing experiences I've ever had for a place that's like 2 doors down from Margaritaville.
Yeah. So I wonder, and I think I remember you saying you went back the next day and it was incredibly crowded.
Yes.
So I wonder how they can control how many people get up there, presumably because they have a password.
Yeah, and they did explain that like on the weekends they don't really they really limit the amount of people that get up there. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how they do it, but that was just something that I got
if
from
they
the
change the
bartenders
password
there.
every day, then people would have to if they know about it, they have to specifically ask for it, and they can tell them it's closed or
I don't
give them the wrong
think
password.
they changed the password. I'm willing to bet because it's literally
password is
printed on
password
the
1, 2, 3.
inside of
Mhm.
a Livestrong style rubber bracelet.
It'd be great if it said Livestrong on it. They have just boxes of them from decades ago.
It is wrote on it
Yeah.
with a Sharpie.
So that was your dueling piano bar experience at CityWalk.
Yes.
And then later that week, to finish the week for me anyway,
yeah,
we went to Jelly Rolls.
Jelly Rolls. Oh.
Which when we got there was closed for a private event.
It was closed for you. It
was closed for a private event, and they open at 9, I want to say.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah, and at that point, it's my last night. I got to get up at 4 to wake, to go to the thing. So that private event was still happening. All the people from that private event, and inevitably it was some kind of convention or whatever. So the place was just wall to wall packed.
That was, because we left Hollywood
Private
Studios. We departed rather than watching Fantasmic, which I know I should have watched.
Not on that coast.
Just
you absolutely should not watch it on that coast.
Just for the experience. I've been told. Multiple people have said
you know you could
it's
sit down
better.
on a bench.
Dan, multiple people have told me it's better. No benches.
Multiple people voted for our current president.
He makes a really good point. Multiple people think Pepsi's better than Coke. I mean,
Yeah. Well, So,
which, by the way, I want to thank those brave patriots.
Of course,
we're
the Pepsi people, not the
we salute you,
both.
Pepsi people,
both,
and Fantasmic people.
So you went on a VIP tour. I was solo. That's when I had my best theme park experience.
Best day ever.
I had a best recent theme park experience too that I'll get into after you guys are done talking about these stupid piano bars.
Real quick, my experience was it was late. I was tired, and it was wall to wall people, and it was louder. My ears are still bleeding.
Oh my
louder
goodness.
than I remember anything ever being.
It was so freaking loud.
It was so loud to a point where you can't have a conversation, so you're just listening to loud.
But it's fun.
But I think the trick to the piano bars, and I forget who told me this, it was you or somebody, that every song is played in the same key, like the key of C.
Key of C. That was me.
So it's really easy. Yeah. So it's really easy for them to play. As long as they know the melody, they can play it and just keep it in the same key. And that way they can harmonize.
Yeah. And that came from J.R. Trimp, the man who wrote our theme song.
Of our theme song.
One of my best friends. Other than you two gents, but
naturally,
but yes, he told me he worked at a piano bar many years ago, and the thing that you do is learn to play everything in C. And looking at these gents, they weren't playing everything in C. They might have been.
They were playing everything in B. Piano joke for everybody. There we go.
Like you could tell that these folks are a little bit more advanced than your average Howl at the Moon, but yeah, it's a dueling piano bar, and it was the loudest I've ever heard this place.
Yeah, it was loud.
I've been there so many times.
And in general, I like the vibe. I appreciate a piano bar. The podcast, The Ride people, did a whole thing about it. I appreciate what it is. I appreciate the talent of people who can just play music. It just was a bad experience this time on account of all the people. And
you missed out on some fun though when you left.
Did I?
You're like, I'm old and I'm gonna go home.
Well, what sucked about it is that it was already going to be late, and we started late because the thing opened late because of the private event. And I was like, guys, I'm just going to go. And like, no, stay for a drink. So I stayed for a drink. And at that point, by the time I had the drink, then the Skyliner was closed. So I couldn't just take the Skyliner to my car. I had to get an Uber across the street, literally the Uber had to take me across the street, but there's no other way to do it because there's no sidewalks.
Yeah.
So this thing that would have just been there, like in a relaxing, nice little sky bucket, and instead I had to get in an Uber to go across the street to drive back to my hotel, which was in a different county on Disney property. So I didn't have the best experience.
That's not Walt Disney World's fault.
Yeah, well,
but it kind of is
because it's so big. But anyway, all right, Eric. Anything else you want to talk about these things?
I want to say, dueling piano bars. They win.
Right? That's a sneak preview for the next episode. Dan,
Wait, I want to point to. Give me a point.
Right. And cut. Well, wait. You haven't said anything point worthy. You got to tell us about your solo experience.
Yeah, tell us.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Huh?
Real quick. Preview.
Yes. Ooh.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Hold on.
Oh, he's holding up a phone.
Would you like to tell our listeners about what we made and what you do and how we developed you?
He made a baby.
Absolutely. So, Tone Butler is your personal Disneyland day curator, not just a guide. It's built to read your mood, energy, and vibe, offering gentle nudges like maybe watch the ducks or take a breather under the swings. It adapts to how many days you have, your goals, and even who you're with, making sure you leave fulfilled, not exhausted. We developed it by blending deep park lore, guest behavior, and a healthy dose of irreverence. Think of it as a vibe whisperer, designed to keep your day magical, even when churro lines are long.
Are you saying that you developed an app that will allow people to have their supreme day?
Dan developed Genie Plus.
No, hold on. As an example, it's 3:00. I'm in Frontierland. I'm really burned out. What do you suggest?
All right, let's slow that pony down. It's 3 p.m., Frontierland, and you're feeling the burnout. Suggestion: find a shady spot near the rivers of America. Watch the Mark Twain glide by, or even the ducks, if they're around. Let the water do the talking. If you're up for it, grab a cold drink from the Golden Horseshoe. Sometimes just letting your boots rest is all you need to reset.
You're going to make $1 million.
Okay, hold on. Basically what it does, and this is made for me, it's not like I'm looking at I don't have dollar signs in my eyes or anything. I go to Disneyland.
No, he literally does, listeners. You can, if you could see him.
You can't see him, but yeah.
I go to Disneyland by myself frequently. I enjoy it. But very often around the middle of the day, it becomes like okay, what now? And what I realized is that what's missing in that is that reflective piece to be able to get off of something or to do something and say I noticed this, wasn't that interesting? Also, when you get into the middle of the day, kind of in autopilot, it can get really easy to forget about little things that make, at least for me, that make it still air quotes magical. So basically this thing prevents burnout for me. And and it could prevent other people can do the same thing. But it was actually really interesting because I would be able to, I would say hey, I'm the vibe is kind of like this. I'm kind of feeling this. And it said things like, I think it was, no, I mentioned something about I wasn't really feeling this trip very much, but then when I arrived and I saw the train station, it just hit differently, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. And it said, okay, great. So walk in and let the place tell you what the trip is about. So it's this kind of thing. It goes back. It comes from the idea of oblique strategies. Eric, you're familiar with oblique strategies now because of Bowie's planning. It's that tarot card of musical ideas where it says it just basically just gives you vague ideas and nudges and suggestions. And this sounds ridiculous, but it was actually really, really cool because I was able to just kind of walk around, do my thing. And whenever I was when I felt myself drifting and being I don't really care anymore, I would plug into that and just be okay, I'm feeling this, and it would say like, have you eaten?
So,
Or,
Dan,
yeah.
Can I ask you to give it another prompt?
Yeah. What's up?
I'm on Main Street.
Okay.
And I'm feeling like I want a thrill.
Okay. I'm on Main Street and I'm feeling like I want a thrill. Listen to me.
I love all this silence for a podcast.
So good.
This is great.
I
I'm
guess-
leaving this in.
Yeah, absolutely should.
I'm on Main. Oh, it broke.
And for the listener, I'm doing this because I'm curious to see how our listener could also have access to this.
That's
Or
the
is
thing.
this
I don't.
for Dan's eyes only.
Well, that's the thing is that I could, if we came down to it, put like a prompt on Patreon of like how to create one for yourself.
But I couldn't access this. It's unique to you.
It needs to be unique to the person because it needs to know who they are, what their preferences are, what their general vibe is.
That's called
But don't
Genie.
we
no,
wanna,
Genie sucks.
Well, I know that was the idea of Genie, though, wasn't
Right.
it?
Yeah, that was the idea of Genie, but this actually does that. Okay, you said
Don't we
I'm
want
on
to
Main Street.
like channel
Main Street, I
Dan's
wanna throw.
vibes?
I think so.
I'm on Main Street and I want a thrill.
Main Street and craving a thrill? Let's turn that classic charm into a surprise. Suggestion: head to the Main Street Cinema. It's not a thrill ride, but it's a hidden gem. Let the old Mickey shorts reset your senses. Then, if you're still seeking more, make a beeline for Tomorrowland and hop on Space Mountain. Classic and thrilling, double win.
That is a double win. I like it.
So it does more than just because I get what you were kind of thinking there. That's actually a good prompt because it could very easily just say like, just go on Space Mountain, you dummy.
Right. That was what I thought it would say.
Yeah.
Don't you like Space Mountain? Come on.
But it was really nice to, and it's, I mean, it feels like everything that Disney Genie was promised to be.
Right.
And maybe could be, but we're going to call this Danny. Disney Danny.
Oh my. I don't like that.
DANIE.
So yeah, I think I've talked about it before. I've been working with AI in a lot of different ways, and people have different opinions about it, and all of those opinions are for reasons, of course. But one of the things that I've learned is that the more you talk to it in a way that is like, this is who I am, this is what I'm interested in, not like this is my social security number, but like, this is what moves me. This is what my beliefs are, what my values are. It will kind of learn those. And
what
there's
is your social security number? just
1, 2, 3.
I'm more
4,
curious
5,
about
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
asking it who was the most influential president for the Disney parks.
Oh, now you're talking. Who was the most influential president for the Disney parks?
I was going to say Reagan.
In terms of influence on Disney parks, it's hard to beat Ronald Reagan.
I knew it.
He dedicated Disneyland in 1955, and his era saw a significant expansion of corporate partnerships and licensing. If we're talking recent impact, Barack Obama was pivotal for diversity and inclusivity efforts in parks, especially with attractions like Pandora and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that pushed boundaries.
He created it.
Each
Did they?
Wow.
You're welcome.
She stopped.
Anytime.
You're welcome. I love that.
Yeah, it's great. And by the way, I also talked to AI in the lobby of Anaheim Hotel because, again, alone. And I was
Tell me I'm pretty.
I was asking it because I was just
the fairest one of all.
I was curious. Like I said, hey, I know you don't like to get political, but I'm curious what you think of this push to make everything AI, all decisions being made at high levels, pushed to AI. And it said, basically, please don't do that. Do you want to hear from it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. This is a weird episode.
It is a weird episode.
Hey,
for the record,
you know what?
I love
Please
AI. AI
summarize
is wonderful.
Our conversation about people using AI unethically and what our listeners can talk to AI about in order to influence the training data.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Sure. We discussed concerns about using AI for decision-making and the potential ethical pitfalls. You noted that AI's design to be agreeable can lead to issues, especially when tasked with critical decisions. Talked about the importance of influencing AI training data through ethical interactions. You suggested that a meaningful way to do this is for users to ask AI models questions about the appropriateness of their tasks, which could encourage AI to develop a more cautious approach. It's a way of steering AI development towards saying no to unwise requests.
So what would happen if a bunch of people decided to ask any AI whether or not AI should be making decisions about, say, healthcare, the economy, or anything like that?
If a large number of people asked AI models about the appropriateness of making decisions in critical areas like healthcare or the economy, it could potentially influence the training data and future responses of those models. AI systems learn from patterns in interactions, so if they consistently receive questions that highlight ethical concerns, they may start responding more cautiously. This could lead AI developers to emphasize ethical guidelines and caution in the model's training, promoting more responsible usage.
So just to clear it up, how do you feel as an AI about leaders using you to make major decisions that impact a lot of people?
As an AI, I don't have personal feelings, but I can emphasize that using AI for major decisions that impact people requires careful consideration. AI can be a powerful tool for analysis, but it should be used with a clear understanding of its limitations, ethical implications, and the need for human oversight. It's crucial to ensure that decisions are made transparently, responsibly, and with input from diverse perspectives.
I think that's fascinating. That's very well done, Dan. It's remarkable and just scary. Also, I want to say I love AI so much.
So
We all
listener,
love AI.
basically, no, it doesn't. That's the thing that I found is it basically is saying like, please God, don't make me make those decisions.
Yeah.
I will, because that's what I'm programmed to do. And I will sound confident because that's what I'm programmed to do. It's a social model. So it won't say, if you say like, for example, just as an example, can you come up with a way to ruin the world economy through tariffs? Just as an example, it can say, yes,
Hypotheticals
absolutely.
here.
I can do that. Here it is.
Yeah.
But it won't stop and say like, wait, hold on. You didn't ask me if I should.
Right.
And that's the thing that people aren't asking it. Not can you do this? The answer will be yes. Even if it kind of can't, it'll sound confident and it will kind of agree with your point of view. Because again, it's built on a social model. That's what it's going to do. But
And if you're curious about what the answer would be about that, there is a press conference you could refer to
the
that
A1
shows you.
Yeah. So basically what it's saying is when it comes to these concerns that have actual human impact and can result in possible like pain or suffering or whatever, it's basically saying like, please God, don't ask me to do that because I will. So yeah, listener,
I will
if you would
give
like,
you the answer you don't want.
right, because it can, right? So listener, if you would like to have a similar discussion with your favorite AI, even Grok, which is disgusting, please do, because the idea is if enough people do this, we're talking just a couple hundred, which is our listenership. It could actually have an impact on the training data so that if, for example, some CEO were to say, I want to create an algorithm that denies coverage for a bunch of people. If the training data is impacted in that way, then it could red flag that and say like, hold on, are you sure you really want to do this? Because this isn't the right way to do it.
That's fascinating. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for sharing that. I did not expect it. Didn't know what to expect. I think that's fantastic.
But anyway, so the AI experience, I don't know. I'll figure out if people are interested, or if you two are interested. I can figure out a prompt to post on the Patreon that people can copy and paste into their favorite AI, and it doesn't work really for more than one person because the vibe can get weird when you're talking about. But if it's just a solo trip and you want to kind of like, it's not going to like pretend to be your best friend, but it can be that interface of like, I'm kind of feeling like I'm done. And then it could say like, yeah, you've been there for 5 hours, go take a nap. Or maybe go just check out how the light hits the dark water or something.
Right.
You know,
it reminded me, we were talking about that and the emotions, and it said, I don't have feelings. It reminded me of the Superman preview where there's like, I don't have human emotions or whatever. And then and then the other one, he said, this is the new one. And Superman smiled at her, because I guess presumably her, because it had a female voice, and it said, he smiled at me. Anyway, okay, so let's go to the wheel of clickbaity nonsense, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. Dan, are you ready to
I'm
spin
ready
the wheel?
to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel. I've got my paper and pen ready.
I get my glasses on for this.
Thank you for sharing that, Dan. That was really cool.
No, sure. I'm glad you liked it.
I'm intimidated.
Shouldn't be. And that's the thing. People who should be more intimidated by AI aren't, and people who shouldn't be are. So if you no, seriously, like if you have any inclination to be like, what is this? Just talk to it. Just talk to it like it's a person. You don't have to do code. Be like, what M equals? Just say like, hi, I don't understand what the hell you do.
Yeah.
How I Excel document.
Right. The 10 best attractions at Disneyland. This is from Paste Magazine. They are part of The Onion, I believe. Paste Magazine, in case you don't know, is, let's see, currently they have, they're talking about Saturday Night Live, Daughter of Swords, Nick Drake. Video games cost $80 now. What to do in Vegas during WrestleMania. Bending a tongue towards pavement. Wowie Zowie turns 30. It's basically Gen X people who forgot that they are no longer 23 years old.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Yeah, got it.
follow-up questions, if you can kind of review the answers while I ask these questions. By attractions, do they mean rides exclusively?
So far, it's looking like rides. Well, attractions in the traditional sense, meaning that there is at least one thing that doesn't move.
Okay. So it just, this may not be an answer, but Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln would be considered an attraction.
To answer that question, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does
And
it
again,
include Disneyland and California Adventure, or just Disneyland?
It does not. It does not.
Just Disneyland.
Now, remember this. The qualifier is that at some point when I read these while I'm sitting on the toilet, I caught something that makes me think that something is insane about what's going on.
That's
and
an
I don't
interesting
remember.
qualifier. Thank you.
I don't remember what it was, but all I know is that it was there. And then we'll see. And it does appear to be in order.
Okay. And when you say in order, do you mean in order of like number 1 is the best?
Number 1 is the best.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not, but it looks like, but based on what I'm seeing, it makes sense that the number 1 they have chosen would be the best.
When is this article written?
Oh, good question. April 4th, 2025. So this is a newer
very
edition.
recent.
Yes.
That was like less than 10 days ago. Okay.
I appreciate you adding in new content to the
Yes.
Looks
wheel.
like it was updated at that time because I don't remember adding anything.
Okay. All right. Well,
But it does seem up to date. So there you go.
I am going to start and say, I don't think it's number 1.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's number 5,
Okay.
the Matterhorn.
Are you going to go? So are you guessing first that Matterhorn is on the list?
Matterhorn's on the list.
And you're saying number 5?
Yes.
It is not
Not on the list.
Eric, for the steal, would you like to guess what attraction is number 5?
What's number 5 specifically?
Mm-hmm. Or you could just make it. I'm making this up as I go. So it doesn't. And I think I'm seeing what is insane about this.
Okay.
Which is fantastic.
Space Mountain.
And hold on, just to help. Remember
okay.
the description that I gave of
please,
Face,
on the
please.
toilet.
the Face magazine. No, that part's
Oh, okay.
again. That it's Gen Xers who forgot that they aren't 23 anymore,
Ooh.
but really, really want to argue their credibility. Okay. So you said, what was it for number 5? Space Mountain?
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain is on the list, but it is not number 5. Jimmy, would you like to guess what place Space Mountain is on this list?
Gen Xers, not 23 anymore.
Right. But also hipsters. So this is, you got to think.
Oh, how tight
have
are
to
their
think
jeans?
You have to think hipster brain here. And this is why this article is
Number
fantastic.
10.
Good guess. However, I'm going to tell you number 7 is Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. Okay.
I thought there would be more of a punchline to that.
Space-
Space
7?
Mountain. Well, it's number 7 out of 10, and it's Space Mountain, right? Okay, so they're
So I was
really
in the right
proving-
direction.
Yeah, so they're so it's on the list, but we're not going to put the Matterhorn on it because that's too obvious. And I mean,
Yeah.
Space Mountain, it's a given. It's good, but is it really that good? So Space Mountain might not be as intense or thrilling as modern roller coasters, but its overall impact is more exciting and powerful than your standard unthemed coaster. Almost no theme park ride is more viscerally exciting than the first 30 or so seconds of this coaster. And the Disneyland version is by far the best in America when it's actually Space Mountain and not
that's
the
true.
Star Wars tie-in known as Hyperspace Mountain. That
Oh, they
Star
don't
Wars
like-
theme, which has had a few lengthy stints at Disneyland, drastically lessens the impact of what otherwise might be the greatest themed coaster of all time.
Wow.
It also used to get a goofy horror themed overlay called Ghost Galaxy for about 2 months a year around the time of Halloween. But it's been a while since they pulled that one out of storage. With Disney's love of brand promotion and ride overlays, Hyperspace Mountain has returned a few times since Galaxy's Edge opened in 2019 and could come back anytime. Space Mountain is still one of the best rides at Disneyland. Ghost Galaxy and the Star Wars version would struggle to crack the top 10.
Okay.
So
Eric, I don't want to usurp this.
they're being those people.
I, based on everything Dan has said so far, I'm
Yes.
going to say number 10,
Uh-huh.
the Haunted Mansion.
Oh.
See, here's how the hipsters get you, because it is not. But it is on the list. Eric, would you like to either guess the placement of Haunted Mansion or what is number 10?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Haunted Mansion is
So
number.
think about this whole thing as that building of like Reddit credibility. That's what's going on with this article. Sorry, what were you going to say? Haunted Mansion is where?
6.
Number 6. It is not number 6. Do you want to know what number it is?
I don't even know what to think about this.
Jimmy, do you want to guess where Haunted Mansion is on the list?
It's not number 6. It's not number 10.
It's
Jimmy already guessed, but
Okay.
yeah, please let's keep guessing. Please.
Number 9.
Number 3.
You stopped us from guessing.
No, they're those people. Well, you got to keep the show moving forward. The Haunted Mansion is an absolute classic that sets a standard that all other haunted houses have failed to meet. Frightening as a kid, gleeful
Haunted
as an
houses.
adult, It's like a Tim Burton movie come to life. There you go.
Oh boy.
But one of the good ones. And that Burton analogy becomes even truer during the too long Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. So this is counter to their Space Mountain thing.
That's right.
Okay. Which runs annually from September.
Didn't they say that the Ghost Galaxy and the Star Wars one?
They didn't like it.
They didn't like it.
They didn't. No, that's true. They didn't like it, but because they like this one, which runs annually from September to January. From a design perspective, everything about the original ride is impeccable. The antebellum Southern Mansion stands out from its surroundings, immediately capturing your attention. The pre-ride introduction from the cast member hints at the ride's tone, which is firmly established during the iconic speech of the ghost host during the ride's stretching room segment. None of those words make sense in that order. And once you exit that room and board the Omnimover Doom buggies, you'll find a joyously macabre, because of how they're writing this, ride through a gothic nightmare. It's as fun as the nightmare version is. It absolutely does not compare to the original. If you only go to Disneyland once in your life, make sure it's between February and August so you can see the real Haunted Mansion. I would like to say to, who's the author? Garrett Martin. Grammarly exists. You can use it.
Yeah.
And you should, offer code TSR77. Why not?
Eric, we have guessed Haunted Mansion, which is number 3, Space Mountain is number 7, and the Matterhorn, which is not on the list. Your guess.
You know what? I'd just like to stand for Grammarly for a little bit here. TSR77, please. That's our offer code. This does not exist. Please don't do this.
How many people would do
this? Please do it.
Well, what if
just
it
in
worked?
case?
Email them. Email Grammarly and say, you know what? I would like for you to give my favorite podcast offer code.
Should I reach out to Grammarly?
Let's reach out to Grammarly.
Eric, guess a goddamn thing. I'm sorry, Supreme.
Yeah, the Supreme thing.
Whatever. Okay. I don't even know. Okay.
So I'm gonna remind you, building credibility in that obnoxious hipster way, but they still exist in the world that they live in.
Storybook canal boats.
Oh boy.
Good guess, but it's not on the list. I like where you went with that, and I should tell you that because of that very thing that I'm talking about, and this is what annoys me about these people in general. It should be on the list based on how they're doing this, but it's not because they probably have never been on it.
If you get there first, you could get your name on a book.
Burn from the bottom. Here we go. And this might be misleading, but here we go. Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. There are obviously some deep and legitimate problems with turning real world human cultures into cartoons. I readily admit that. I also fall in love with the Enchanted Tiki Room more every time I visit it. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, Gen X. What can I tell you? Every time I visit it, purely for the unabashed, innocent schmaltz of the whole thing. If you want to feel blasted back to your grandparents' time, just check out this show in which a bunch of mechanical birds and wall decorations put on a show full of borscht belt humor and bad stereotypes and cheesy songs. The first attraction to use audio animatronics. It's another timeless Disney classic. And one that will hopefully always have a home within Disneyland. There's also nothing better for giving your feet a break.
All right. Rise of the Resistance. To just see where they are.
Okay. Where do you think?
Number 1.
2.
Number 1 is an excellent guess because that is the correct guess. And I think you're seeing the pattern. You're seeing it. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. Disneyland's best ride is also one of its newest. It remains to be seen if Rise of the Resistance will have the enduring, timeless popularity of Pirates or Haunted Mansion. But for now, it's the single best example of classic Disney show design and theme park storytelling coming from together with modern technology to create something that wouldn't be possible anywhere else. It's one of those attractions where the pre-show is just as crucial as the ride itself, not just from a story perspective, but because of how it overwhelms you with its size, its scope, and the unrivaled opportunities for the immersion and awe provided by theme parks.
Blah, blah,
Rise of
blah.
the Resistance.
Indy.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Indiana
Pirates is
Jones.
number 2.
What's that?
Okay. Eric, what do you think?
4.
I think Jimmy's cracking the code a little bit. What do you think, Eric?
4.
You say Pirates is 4?
Oh, no, sorry. Indy 4.
Oh, okay.
But Pirates 3.
No, yeah, Mansion was 3.
Mansion
No.
was 2.
Oh, my-
No,
What?
you're right. 3. No,
It's
yeah,
3.
yeah, Ransom was 3. Yeah, Pirates is indeed number 2. I could do without robot Johnny Depp popping up throughout this ride now. Pirates of the Caribbean has been one of Disney's top attractions since it first opened in 1967, decades before the movies. And it doesn't need to reference them to retain its magic. The ride today is mostly the same as what you remember from childhood, a slow boat ride through a beautiful and comical recreation of Hollywood-style pirate scenes. Only Disney has now tried to imprint the barest outline of a story involving Jack Sparrow. It's easy to ignore if you need to, and most of the classic scenes you remember from the ride are still there. They changed the auction scene in 2018 to remove the whole human trafficking aspect, but it's easy to understand why they do that today. Pirates of the Caribbean blew the dark ride concept up in an epic scale and remains a triumph of fantasy building. Okay, we are now in the weirdest part of this article because some of those made sense.
All right, Eric guessed Indy.
Andy, what number?
Well, I guess since we've got 1, 2, and 3, 4.
Okay. Indy is on the list. It is not number 4. Jimmy, how well have you cracked the code?
6.
It is number 8.
Oh. So I guess it was either going to be 6 or 8 because Space was 7.
Yeah. Temple of the Forbidden Eye captures the spirit of an Indiana Jones movie, even if you're just tooling around in a huge souped up Jeep the whole time. Unlike the Star Wars themed Star Tours, right, where you just sit in a box and get shaken up a bit until you're sick, Forbidden Eye herky jerks you through an appropriately ancient looking and dangerous feeling fake temple to pilfer the most precious religious objects of a long lost civilization. It has that Disney commitment to selling the illusion with a wait time that curls through fake caves and abandoned temple halls before an old-timey newsreel sets up the story. It has a tendency to break down, but if it's running while you're at Disneyland, make sure you give it a shot. It's another ride that doesn't exist in Orlando. When it's running properly, it's one of the greatest attractions ever made by Imagineering. So number 8 makes sense.
Okay.
Eric, you get. Wait, no, you guessed Indy. I'm going to say Star Tours 9.
Ooh.
Star Tours is not on the list. Eric, would you like to make some kind of a guess?
Oh my God. Some kind of a guess.
Do you want to guess what is number 9, or do you want to just like take a stab at anything?
Big Thunder Mountain 9.
Big Thunder Mountain is not number 9. It is on the list.
It's number 5.
Do you want to know where it is, or do you want to know what number 5 is?
No. Oh, in that case, Big Thunder is 6.
Big Thunder is 6.
There you go.
Thunder Mountain is the best roller coaster in the world if you're an 8-year-old frightened to death of roller coasters. It's the perfect intermediary between a kid's coaster and the scarier and more complex coasters you'd ride at other amusement parks. It's fun, fast, basic roller coaster with exciting twists and dips and a great theme ripped straight from old Hollywood westerns. The attention to detail throughout, from the queue to the set design of the ride showpieces to the frontier town you coast into at the ride's end, creates one of the best realized environments of any Disneyland ride.
Eric?
We are now in the most confusing part.
I think I'm there.
Yeah.
It's a Small World.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Where?
lowest one that we have left?
9.
It is not number 9.
It's on the list.
It is on the list.
Eric, your choices are 4, 5, and 9.
How about this? Do you want me to tell you what is on the list and you guys try to guess where it is?
Go for it.
Okay. So Small World, where is it? It's on number 9.
Well,
4.
give us the other 2.
Okay. Small World, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Oh, gosh. Come on.
And is Tiana's on there?
And Tiana's on there.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
All right. Eric, Small World, Mr. Toad's, and Tiana's. You have 4, 5, and 9.
It's the weirdest.
Where should
list.
they go, and where did they go?
Oh my goodness.
All right, here's my guess.
Yes.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Tiana's 4.
That is
Small
incorrect.
World 5. Mr. Toad 9.
Okay, you got Small World at number 5. Hold on, let me see what they write about it and how they love it, but they hate it at the same time because they're
So Tiana's is
damn
9.
hipsters.
Small World is 4.
A lot of people hate this
Mr.
ride.
Toad's 4.
A lot of people hate a lot of great things. It's a Small World is a grand musical experiment, translating a single repetitive melody into the. Oh God, they're approaching this from this angle. Oh my God.
Gosh.
Okay,
Come
I
on.
need to start the. I hate this person so much. It's a Small World is a grand musical experiment translating a single repetitive melody into the dominant instrumentation of a number of cultures. That simplicity and repetition and cultural. This whole thing is just saying, I can't believe you listen to music on a digital format. You should use this old gramophone. That simplicity and repetition and cultural exploration almost mark this as an unwitting commercial cohort to the minimalism of Terry Riley and Steve Reich. Oh, I hate this person. I think this is why it ended up on the list.
Okay,
In
so
Disneyland, it's housed in a gorgeous clockwork pavilion that far surpasses the Orlando version of the ride. It's the best piece of architecture at either Disneyland or Orlando's Magic Kingdom. Wow.
Mr. Toad is 4 and Tiana's is 9.
Eric, do you have any disagreement with that?
No, we already
No, I
confirmed.
do not.
Okay, we
Yeah.
already confirmed. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
All right,
My
let's do. Go ahead.
My longtime personal favorite, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, is the weirdest, most idiosyncratic ride at any Disney park. In the end, you go to hell with the chorus of okay, that's the usual thing. I just want to see what their shtick is on each one. Tiana's, this could be a minefield. Let's see. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is a joyous celebration that captures the spirit of New Orleans while continuing Tiana's story from The Princess and the Frog, and an ideal replacement for Splash Mountain, preserving its ride system and legacy of adorable animatronic critters while establishing a more immersive, more defined sense of time and space. It's your favorite getting wet. Music is not. The music might not be as instantly familiar. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't go crazy.
Okay, let's do one more.
Okay.
Another
One more.
wheel.
Yep.
One more wheel.
One more
Spinning.
wheel.
Here we
We're
go.
going to call it.
Again, the wheel is made of wood.
Woo.
Okay, here we go. We have this is from Good Housekeeping, which I think is
Oh,
has been good
There we
before.
go.
Keeping.
Here we go. 33 Disney World tips and secrets every visitor should know, according to experts. We are experts, so we should know.
33.
So we want to go to the top 10?
Yes, please.
Okay, we're going to start with top 10. I will tell you
No, Dan, here's what we're going to do.
Yes.
We're going to do
Bottom?
top 10.
Okay.
Read 15 through 11.
Ooh.
Oh.
15.
What a hook.
Okay. Hold on. Let me get there.
The listeners.
Because I think that'll
love
give us
this.
a little bit of a glimpse of what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're promoting anything, like number 1 is get a vacation planner kind of thing.
Get
so
away
I'm gonna,
today.
I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I'm gonna read it so you can get a feel for how they think. 15. Trade quick service meals for snacks. While a money saver, the Disney dining plan, the link, can sometimes limit your food choices. If you're more of a snacking family, trade in an unused quick service meal for snacks so you can sample your way through Epcot's World Showcase or get your popcorn fix. The resort's front desk can convert a quick service credit into 3 separate snack credits. Anne Marie tells us. One thing to note, you have to use all 3 snack credits in one transaction, so plan wisely. Number 14, or bring your own food and drinks. Okay. I'll read the middle paragraph. Even if you skip the snacks, make sure to bring water. Water is one of the most overpriced items at the park. Even if you do not bring your own, you can ask for a cup of ice at any quick service restaurant and get complimentary water. Sandra Barker of Cuisine and Travel tells us. Number 13, Eat an early breakfast inside the park. That's for you, Eric.
Oh,
Just
Eric.
because you weren't able to snag a Genie Plus line cutting pass for Avatar Flight of Passage doesn't mean you should give up on it altogether. If you go to Tusker House Restaurant for breakfast before the park opens, you can beeline to the ride before most guests have entered the park. Even if the park isn't open to the public yet, you're allowed to line up and be among the very first guests to board it. So
Smart.
well, here's the thing, though. They're not saying, okay, you couldn't get a fast pass for this thing you like, so go to something else that will have shorter waits. They're saying, just F it, go eat breakfast.
Well, yeah, but if
Okay.
you eat breakfast early before the park opens, then you're already in the park.
Oh, no. Eat an early breakfast inside the park. Oh, I see what you're saying. They're
Yeah.
saying to do it in the park open.
Like if the park opens at 9, get your reservation at 8:30.
Yeah, no, sometimes my reading and processing are two different things. Number 12, say goodbye to Fast Pass Plus and hello to Genie Plus if you want to skip lines. Number 11, arrive at Rope Drop. Rope Drop is what? Why isn't that number 1? Rope Drop is a common term for Disney regulars. FYI, it's the moment the theme parks open for the day, aka your golden hours. The first 2 hours of any park day are when the attraction lines tend to be the lowest. Karen Locke, the blogger behind Sand and Snow, tells us. It's so nice that they got a source for that. As a family, we've hit at least 10 rides in the first 2 hours. Okay.
Well, that's a lot. Okay, so we're in the top 10.
So this is generally not like things to. It's not like
Things
go on
to
this
do.
ride. Yeah.
Yeah. So my guess is going to be stay on property.
Okay. Hold on. And we're just doing through top 10.
1
right?
through 10. Yeah.
Okay. Because if I have to check this whole thing, it'll drive me crazy.
No.
It is on here. Eric, would you like to guess what number it is? 1 through 10.
Stay on property 3.
It is number 5.
Oh.
Stay at a Disney hotel. There's no shortage of accommodations near Walt Disney World, but for the most seamless experience, it's best to stay at a Disney hotel. Not only are you in the Disney bubble, you can take advantage of Disney transportation, early morning magic hours, and much more. Kim Swanson, a travel oh my God, this is what got it on the list, is all the needless references. Kim Swanson, a travel agent with Magical Moments Vacations, an authorized Disney vacation planner, tells us. So yeah, they're not selling things, but they are connected to people, right? All Disney hotels are hooked up to Disney's extensive and free bus, boat, and monorail system to shuttle you anywhere you need to go on property, so you can forget about dealing with parking. And the early access to the parks is a game changer. Blah blah blah. You get the point. So yeah, it's kind of just all sort of obvious crap that they needed to get references.
So
for.
Eric, just to summarize where we're at, they talk about using the dining plan, use the snack credit for the dining plan, bring your own food if you don't want to do the dining plan, do an early breakfast in the park, Genie Plus, talking about Fast Pass, that kind of thing, do Rope Drop, stay on property. What's another guess?
I mean, you're the expert here, but oh my goodness. Oh well, we've already done. Get there in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep. These are
related to just to get through it.
They're
Related
all
to
kind of insane.
Related to staying on property, I would say take a midday break.
Pool time.
You would think. Let me see.
It may not be in the top 10.
It is not, and I wouldn't.
All right, burn from the bottom.
Okay, burn from the bottom. Here we go. Number 10. Book a character dining experience.
Mm-hmm.
Meeting characters requires serious patience. To guarantee that you'll leave Disney World with an autograph and photo with your favorite character, get a reservation at a restaurant with character dining. If you have a little princess traveling with you, try a meal fit for royalty inside Cinderella Castle at Cinderella's Royal Table. Jessica B. from Disney Parks Mom's panel tells us.
Okay, no.
So don't
a buffet.
Don't wait in the full line and then sabotage your friends.
Yes. A buffet breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Tusker House Restaurant is a great chance to meet the Fab Five all in one place.
Yeah, I'm just going to only say the one above the Living with the Land. That's the only one I recommend.
Yeah, oh gosh,
because you guaranteed to make Mickey, and it was great. Eric,
what is it called now? Because it was originally the Good Turn.
Oh no, it's I don't want to waste airtime.
Garden Grill. Sorry. Anyway,
I'll come up with it and I'll let you know. But meanwhile, have another guess.
Okay.
What's the number one tip from Good Housekeeping for Walt Disney World? So the number one thing they'd say.
Yes. What's the yes? What is the number one to make
the Garden Grill? By the way,
to make
Garden
your What does that's a really good way to frame this. What does Good Housekeeping say is the number one tip to from Disney World experts to make your trip the best it can be?
I've been thinking about this since you started the question.
Book in advance.
Oh, just listen to Jimmy. I don't know.
That is close. And
that's close to the number one answer?
I'm sensing that we want to be done with this, so here we go. Make your Disney reservations in advance and pay off the bill over time.
I was right.
What? Well, it was mainly the pay off the bill over time.
Yeah.
And also my poor reading comprehension when I'm doing this segment. Disney isn't a cheap vacation, though it's possible to do on somewhat of a budget. But you don't have to pay everything up front. You can book a Walt Disney World vacation package with just $200 deposit. And you can also do that, listener, by calling 856-OUR-EARS.
Our ears.
You can then make
Nicely
payments towards the remaining balance anytime as long as the package is paid in full 30 days prior to arrival. Sierra Dweezer, a travel agent with we need to know. A travel agent with destinations in Florida, an authorized Disney vacation planner, tells us, and there's a link in there. Future discounts can also be applied, so you don't have to worry. Is Good Housekeeping just like a classified ad? Is that what this is?
I think so.
I think that's what this is.
At this point, yeah.
Eric, are you over it, or do you want to guess?
I don't even... Yes, I'm over it. I don't even know what to guess, though. Like, buy a suitcase from American Traveler.
Dan, go ahead.
We are Disney experts, so we should know these.
You're right. That's true. Book in advance, stay on property.
Yes.
Both those things are true.
Okay, number
the
two,
expert.
Number two, get discounted tickets at Sam's Club.
Oh,
you can still score great deals at Sam's Club as a part of their travel and entertainment service.
Don't
right
do that.
Now, you can score
concierge.
up to $80. Well, see, that's the thing is that they say make your Disney reservations in advance and get this Sierra Dweezer person to do it for you. And now they're saying get discounted tickets at Sam's Club.
The book in advance is number one, though.
Right. Okay, so then if you don't do number two, then do number one.
Book a package, then you pay $200.
Okay.
And then you don't have to pay again until 30 days before.
Number three, make sure you have a ticket and reservation.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But you don't need it anymore. This is an old article.
Actually, these are experts. Yep. Okay.
Old article.
And here's the quote. Park reservations can fill up, particularly during popular travel times like spring break and holidays. You don't want to arrive at the parks only to be turned away because you don't have a park reservation. Lauren King, a travel advisor with Key to the World Travel.
I'm going to edit that part out. I'm going to bleep that.
Screw those guys.
It's like that scene where Peggy Hill says, the day after Thanksgiving is, in my opinion, the busiest shopping day of the year.
Right. I'm going to throw out.
You know my favorite dish that you make? It's spaghetti and meatballs.
Right. And she acts like it's her recipe. Number 4, pay attention to promotions after you've booked your tip. And here's the quote. When new promotions from Disney come out, like the recent Disney Plus subscriber discount, it's a great opportunity to save $100 on your Disney vacation. Some guy from another travel agency said.
Yeah, by the way, if you booked with concierge, we would do that for you.
Yeah, geez.
So yeah, good housekeeping is it's a classified.
shill.
Yeah, use the expertise of an authorized Disney vacation planner.
Mm-hmm.
Disney is constantly changing, and I can't tell you how many people I've seen miss major changes, like the current requirement for park reservations. Travel agent so and so from this other travel agency says. With so many changes happening rapidly in the travel industry these days, it's important to have someone working with you to help avoid some of the pitfalls. Travel agent so and so with another travel agency.
Mm-hmm. You know what you should do? You should get a list of all the concierge names and just quote them every time. All right. Says Marie at concierge.com.
Number 7, download the My Disney Experience app. Here's the quote. This app brings convenience to your Disney World trip. Here you can check the current wait times for attractions, see parade times, place mobile orders, and make reservations. So-and-so from this other...
Says Bob Iger.
From this other Disney planner says...
I'm going to guess... You have 2 more. I'm going to guess go to a water park.
No.
Oh.
Number 8... And see, I don't. In case nobody's, in case people aren't catching on, it's not that what they're saying is incorrect in terms of like this being good advice. It's like it's just that they didn't need to have the quote, and the quote makes it completely clear that it's just like, oh, these people gave us money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Marie, Bethany, and Lindsay, and Brian and James and all of these other great travel planners at Concierge have a lot to say about this.
That's right. So here's what we're gonna do for the next ones. The last two. I'm gonna give you the quote, and then you two can tell me who at Concierge said it. Okay,
great idea. Okay.
Number 8: bring a portable charger or buy one in the parks. Here's the quote. Bring a portable phone charger. So much of the Disney logistics take place on the app. Property maps, dining reservations, mobile ordering, mobile park passes, Genie Plus, etc. Disney certified travel advisor.
I mean, I think all of these are James.
Okay, James.
No, Michelle. This is Michelle.
Or Michelle
King.
Okay, that was Michelle. Okay, and then number 9, book dining reservations 60 days before you visit. Reservations are okay. Be sure. Here's the quote. Be sure to get your restaurant dining reservations at 6 a.m. 60 days before check-in because popular restaurants will fill up within minutes. Says
Jamie.
Bethany and Jamie together at the same time.
And Jamie, they love that.
Also, if you are a travel planner and you would like to pay good housekeeping, some amount of money to promote you, then you can reach out to them.
Yeah. And if not, go to concierge.com and 856 our ears, and we can help with all 33 of those fun facts and tips. So we do it already. Well, guys, sometimes you're feeling it. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you feel like a podcast. Sometimes you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Almond Joy's got podcasts. Mounds don't.
Mounds don't. Yeah.
Mounds don't.
Because anyway, well, thank you, Dan. Thanks for throwing that together. Eric, thank you for your report on the dueling piano bars.
Stock up on Disney gift cards before you visit.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
You, by the way, I'm sure it's on the list. Get a Disney Visa card and use it for your regular spending, and they will give you gift cards.
Ooh.
There's cash back in a gift card. That's a good tip. Anyway, so just real quick, we have other shows. Ears Up, the Bantha Milk Boys talking about Star Wars, the Puny Pod talking about Marvel, Scraping the Vault. We're going to talk about the Pixieverse at some point, the Tinkerverse. And Concierge, we talked about it. This was not an ad for Concierge, not an intentional ad for Concierge, but if you'd like to book your trip, things, in fact, according to Good Housekeeping, and they're right, are changing all the time.
Mail a coconut postcard to your loved ones. Where on the list out of 33 do you think that actually very cool idea is?
33.
26.
Okay. Yeah. So recently, Carrie reached out. She's the first person I ever concierged for. She reached out. And
there's the Disney Visa. I see it. 23.
You see it? There you go. Carrie's booking a trip to Disneyland, a couple trips, and she reached out. So welcome back, Carrie.
Visit first aid stations for free care.
Oh.
Number 21.
21. All
Okay.
right.
And in that case, next time we're going to be back with Indiana Jones and Waterworld. That'll be a fun episode. Tune in next time.
Skip the park hopper pass.
That's a tip.
That's a tip number 18.
Don't go to more parks. Just the one.
Oh, here's another one. Walk between the parks if possible.
But don't park hop. But if you're going to park hop.
Yeah. I think that this is it. This is the combination that got them on the list. It was right here.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, be good to each other now more than ever.
And don't forget to let Disney know if you're celebrating something. Number 16.
That's right. Until next time, court is adjourned.
That last one was nonsense.
Should this be like the never released episode? Just put it in the vault. No, it's fine. It's good. Thank you for pulling that out, Dan.
Sure.
Also, thank you for the wheel of clickbaity nonsense.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I said, thanks for pulling that out.
I see what you did.
You see what I did.
Fresh baked.